I'd like to share with you from Reb Levi Yitzchok Zatzal something very beautiful in Parshas Terumah. And Parshas Terumah speaks all about the kalim. In Teres Levi Yitzchok, Omudim Reish Mem Aleph to Reish Mem Gimel, the Rebbe's father writes great details explaining everything about the shulchan. I'm only going to focus on one beautiful, beautiful word. The Gemara in Menachos Daf Tzaddik Ches learns out that on the table there were 2 rows of chalas, lechem aponim, 6 rows on the right, 6 rows on the left. And the Gemara learns out, how do you know 6 and 6? If you want to make for the 12 shvatim, why not 3 times 4 or other combinations? And the Gemara learns out for the psukim. So we have to understand, why was it 6 and 6? Now here is a deeper question. In between the rods, we know, Rashi brings down the Chumash, in between the chalas, there were these rods to make that the chalas shouldn't become moldy. Some space should be in between the chalas. So the bottom challah was on the table, and then you had a total of 6. So you had 5 rows of these rods. 4 of them, in between each challah, had 3 rods. But in between the 5th challah and the 6th was only 2 rods. So a total of how many rods did you have in between these tubes? You had 14. 3, 3, 3, 3, and then another 2 on top, total of 14. In between the 6 challahs, 5 times of these rods. On the left side, same thing. You had 6 rows of challahs up, the bottom was on the table. So now you had to make a separation in between 6 levels, in between the 6 challahs, so 5 times of these rods. 3, 3, 3, and then another 2 in between the top challah, the 6th challah, and the 5th, counting going up. So what's the meaning of these 14 rods, and why by 4 levels you had 3 rods in between, and the top level you only had 2? What's the reason of this? Explains Reb Levi Yitzchok something mind-boggling, and he says that the rods in between the chalas shows on how the Eibishter is mashpia to us, how the Eibishter gives, and the Eibishter gives with his whole heart and soul. And if you look at it, it's symbolizing, the rods are symbolizing Hashem's hands, as if the Eibishter is giving the chalas to Yidden with his entire hands. And if you look at your hands, you will see that you have 5 fingers. But 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, have 3 bones in each. The thumb only has 2 bones. So 2 separations. So if you count, how many do I have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The 14 rods on each side symbolizes Hashem's hands, which was in between the chalas. So you have as if chalas over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, the bottom, all over chalas. And Hashem's giving both sides, both hands. He's giving, showing, symbolizing Yodav Shalakodesh Baruch Hu, the hands of Hashem, giving the Yidden. And that's why it was Dafka 6 and 6 to symbolize the hands, and exactly the amount of rods. And also how the rods were. 4 levels of 3, symbolizing to the 4 fingers. The top 2, symbolizing to the thumb. Hashem gave to the Yidden his hashpoeh, and this is why the numbers add up exactly to show on Yodav Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Good Shabbos.